Okay, it's okay. We're recording. I'll go back into my screen share. Okay. So first of all, David, welcome to the call. David is one of Philip's new coaches. I believe you are a personal trainer. Is that correct?
Yeah, I am. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we'll talk. You've got some very good opportunities in the personal training industry to really grow this business. One thing I want to let you know about is make sure you're active on our Shred to Core team page. There's a file section in there, and there's a lot of good stuff in there in the files.
Yeah.
There's some great trainings in there. There's a leadership level where it's got a bunch of all the top leaders in Beachbody. They put on a leadership training, and all of those YouTube links are in there. Also, I want to let you know there is Fit training in there. There's like 3 or 4 trainings in there that have a password and everything to get into the trainings. And there's Vito Lafrada, who is one of the male top coaches in Beachbody. He came from the fitness world. He came from owning a gym. He was a trainer and then got started in this. And so he solely and only recruits what's called fit pros, which are fitness professionals. And he goes to gyms and talks to owners of gyms and everything like that. He shared with me some of his Fit Pro training that he gives to his teams, and the training with the passwords are in there. So for you, and it's more of how to talk to and structure and talk to people in the fitness industry, because I'm going to give you a little fair warning right now. A lot of guys are very pompous and, I'm not doing a Beachbody workout or whatever. But unfortunately for them, they're missing the big picture because, I don't know how many clients you have as a trainer, but you talk to a lot of clients, they have 15, 20, 30 trainers or clients, whatever they may have. In Beachbody, you have the opportunity to have, 1,000, nationwide through the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? You can use Beachbody as your platform, and you don't have to take away anything from your current clients or take anything away from your gym or anything like that. So I'm not going to delve too much into that because I want to get into our call. But I want you to know there's some very, very good stuff in our file sections. And then our Shred to Core team page really is just let you know when there's team calls and things like that. So I'm going to get rolling. I want you guys to all know about the things coming up. So, of course, we know we have Core de Force, 21-day fix. Those are our promotions for this month, all for $140. We have the Health Bet, which, David, I'm sure you probably see us all posting about. That is kicking off January 9th. And basically, a lot of that information's in the online office. I'm not going to get into too much detail on that. Plus, Philip knows about that. But, you see us all posting about it. Feel free to take our content and maybe make it a little bit of your own and kind of just copy and paste. That's what we all kind of do. We all have our own individual markets and things anyways, and that's what you're really going to need to tap into is, and that's a whole nother call like Power Hour, but more or less, for you, you're going to need to tap into what is your niche, what is your market, things outside Beachbody, outside of training, what are your likes, things like that, because that's where you're going to brand yourself and attract those people in, and you'll curtail your marketing towards there. So we have the Health Bet coming up, which is awesome. We should be promoting for, and then so we have a schedule for how our team operates with and Jim, you're aware of this, you're on board with this. We have a free clean eating group that we usually run in the beginning of the month. And then we normally run our challenge group we start our challenge week like the third week of the month. And there's an awesome training on that as well in the, I think it's like our team schedule or something like that in those files. You should definitely, David, watch that YouTube as well. But it basically, what it talks about is each month, and our schedule is reflective of, on our team page, Shred to Core, we have a calendar up there, that cover photo, and that lets you know when all of our things are. So when our clean eating group's starting, we're promoting for that. You know, our clean eating group started on the 5th of December, I think it was, of this month. So we promoted for that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday leading up to it. Then we ran a free clean eating group that 5th, which just really wrapped up today basically, because it kind of got started a little bit late. And then our challenge group, which normally it starts the second week, but my wife really wanted to kick one off starting today on the 12th, because 21 Day Fix is promoted this month. It's on special. And if you started it today on the 12th, 21 Day Fix is a 21-day program. You would be done by January 1st. So we kind of switched and moved our challenge group up. That kind of kicked off this month. Now, I don't know if any of us really have anybody that ended up starting in it, like, because we're still early with Getting for Success Club this month. I know I don't have anybody like in that 21 Day Fix group itself going. I have some people coming in on Body Beast and some other things, but we moved our challenge group start date up to starting basically today for those people that were doing 21 Day Fix, because the whole point of that was, and promoting it was, you could have one full round of it by basically January 1st, wearing your New Year's dress or whatever. And in 3 weeks of 21 Day Fix, you know, most people are dropping anywhere between 8, 12 to 15 pounds in that first round. So, you know, there is a significant change in that. So their schedule that we have as a team schedule, but tonight's call is on organizing your business. We're putting a big stress on making sure that we come out of the gate strong in 2017, have our vision boards, our focus, a goal of where we want to be able to take our businesses through the course of the year through 2017. And basically, that's what tonight's call is about, organizing your business. And it starts off with, honestly, just making a schedule. My schedule is a little bit different than all of you guys now, because I just became a full-time coach here in July, but I was a construction superintendent for 20 plus years prior to that. So my wife and I, both between us, we have 6 kids. My wife works full-time. I worked full-time 10, 12, 14 hours a day when we were in season. So I built the business and got started basically on it, just like all of you guys, juggling it between jobs, work, kids, everything, all of that. In your schedule, you need to definitely, need to make family time in there for the kids. You know, you've got to have set work hours, and you really need to talk it over with your spouse, your family, you know, whoever else is involved in your life, letting them know that you've taken on another business opportunity and that you are taking it seriously, basically. And what I mean by making a schedule with that is, you know, literally mapping out your day. If you know that your consistency every day is working from X hour to X hour, you know, then you've got a workout time, you've got family time or dinner and things like that. I don't know, you know, what everybody's family situations is. I know Jim's married, you know, kid-wise and all of that stuff. But you do need, I mean, you're doing this to be able to create a lifestyle for yourself and freedom for yourself. But at the same point, you don't want to give up what is important to you. You need to make sure you have time for all of that. And what I find is, you know, making out that schedule. I'm going to share you guys mine. And I have my schedule. I don't know if you guys can see it there. It's like a whiteboard on the wall hanging up. It's all in dry erase. My schedule's up there with all of my challengers. Everything like that is all tracked. So reverse engineer, plan out your days, and definitely, make a schedule. The next key point is take massive action, meaning, come out of the gates strong. That's basically for you as a new coach, and for all of us, we want to revamp and we want to have a direct line of sight of goals and a vision of where we want to be for 2017. And we want to take massive action on that, meaning implement and take the steps needed that we need to do so we can achieve where we want to be by the end of the year. The key to this, one of my key points with this, is honestly waking up earlier. And I know we hate that and dread that, but here's the thing. I still get up at 5 o'clock in the morning now, and I can create and make my own hours. Why? You'll see it on my schedule. Ava, my daughter, who I'm at home with every day, believe it or not, she's a little bit of a night owl, and she sleeps in 8:30, 9, 10 o'clock usually. I get up at 5. I'm getting my workouts. I've gotten a good hour and a half of my business, my personal development. I've gotten all of that in before she's even gotten up, by that time. So for all of you guys who are juggling a job, yes, you're going to have some time through the evenings. You might have a lunch hour that you can work on, or whatever, the case may be. But I'm telling you right now, the key to it is, wake up earlier. If you normally got to be out of the house by 6 and you're getting up at 5:30, 5:15 or whatever, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but get up at 4:30 or whatever the case may be, because that hour when everybody is still sleeping with no interruptions, your time is huge. Like, that's huge. That's consistent progress every single day. And I want to leave you with that under the taking massive action is sacrifice now to reap later, meaning put the time in now for the next year and a half to 2 years to build this business so you can have the lifestyle that you want in that time. And it's not a long sacrifice when you look at all of us have been in our jobs for however many X amount of years, and we're literally just working for a paycheck and, week by week and everything as we're going through.
Yeah.
And
right.
Listen, David, I'm not saying I don't know you personally yet. We haven't talked too much yet. I don't know all of your goals. I'm not saying your goal is to quit your job and just do this or anything like that. But I'm just saying, it is a short sacrifice now to earn a whole nother income within the next, year to 2 years time, where you can create a lifestyle of freedom. And that doesn't mean quitting your job or whatever. If you want to, great, but more of just being able to design your life. Freedom to everybody, it has different goals, more time with your family, more time to vacation, whatever it may be.
Right.
Schedule business meetings, take your business seriously, help in, to get help for the evening team calls. What that basically means is schedule a business meeting. For those of you that are married or have a significant other, or, you're living with someone, whatever the case may be, that this is going to have an impact on in this life or in this business, schedule a business meeting with that person. Jim, like with your wife, sit her down, let her know, like, this is what you're doing. Have your schedule, what works for both of you. I understand that, and again, you'll see mine when we get to one of the slides that shows you my schedule. I have distinct family time in there and things like that. But, let them know that, after 8:30, if that's normally your guys' time to hang out and watch TV, have a glass of wine, whatever it may be, that, you are committing into building this business for the next year and a half. You're taking it very seriously. And, you'd like some help in the evenings. Like, our team calls every Monday, 8:30 Eastern time. If that conflicts with something that's going on with the family, or you've got laundry going on or whatever, see if, you can get some help from your wife or someone in the family or whatever, to be able to make sure that you're on the calls at that time. And maybe you pick up some slack somewhere else. But there's going to need to be different sacrifices made because you are implementing something that you're treating seriously like a business. And, in this, it truly is what you put into it, you will get out of it. So, if you want to treat it like a 50 grand a year or a 6-figure, 100 grand a year business, you've got to treat it like that. And you've got to show up every day and you've got to put the work into it like it is that every day. Our team call last week I hit on, and this has been hitting home with me like crazy, is, when you go to bed at night and lay your head down, if your team worked the business like you worked it for the day, would you feel comfortable? Would you sleep good? Would you go to bed feeling that you had, a productive day? And I can tell you, for the past week and a half, 2 weeks since I've implemented that mindset, I've been busting my ass. And if I would be stoked if everybody on the team was putting in what I was putting in. And I'm not saying just because I'm full-time. I have very flexible hours through the day. They're very set and scheduled, but just from what I'm doing and how consistent I've been. And when you do that, you guys all do that individually. Jim, David, when you put that head down at night, you want to know that, yes, I feel good about I've moved my business forward today. Like I did what I knew I had to do and that I was consistent with it and that I put in, the time that I needed to put in. David, you're going to be talking further with with Philip. He's going to be trained on like what you need to be doing in a power hour, and things like that. And, if you need any more training from there, or, Philip can reach out to me or you can reach out to me and we can get into some one-on-ones, and things like that. Because you don't really know what to be doing at this point on a daily basis.
Right.
Okay, the next PowerPoint, the next issue I have on here is like lunch break and outsourcing. So again, these are just other things to, I don't know people's schedule. If you have an hour lunch break, if that's normally you're going out and hanging out with people from who you work with and you're spending an hour or whatever it may be. I mean, and I know this sounds ridiculous and crazy, but that is all good time to be reinvesting. Get in your car, have your, meal plan, meal prep that, because you're staying on your nutrition anyways, and spend a good hour returning messages, messaging people, whatever it could be. That's another good hour through your day that could be used while you're eating. Outsourcing, it's not really so much for you guys right now, but like if you were stay at home or whatever, like we're actually looking for somebody for Ava an hour or two a day, a couple days a week. That's it. Just so she gets some other interaction and I can really delve in, on my business at that point as well. If it's somebody coming over and you're spending $50 a week to help do the laundry, because that saves you 2 hours a week or whatever doing that. Again, that's not really anybody pertain on this call yet, just for the fact of, you guys really need to be getting a little bit of money in before you want to be outsourcing and spending any of your money. A big thing that I talk about is, a lot of you guys are building this on the side right now. So anything you make with Beachbody, take a percentage of it, 10%, 20%, reinvest that back in yourself, whether it's through personal development or, you do take $20 a day for someone to, keep an eye on the kids or whatever the case may be, so you can get another good hour in your business or whatever the case may be. But, that just basically always kind of keep reinvesting in yourself because it does pay it forward immensely. Next point is just to work from a calendar. And I touched on that in the beginning of the call. We have a very distinct team calendar and schedule where we're very put out of what it is, what we're inviting to, what we're working for. So you will always know what to be inviting for each week, what post content should be about, whether it's the free clean eating group, the challenge group, what is a coaching webinar, or a coaching invite to someone that wants to hear about the coaching opportunity. And in any of these groups, we all need to make sure that we're participating in it. I'm not saying you need to be running it. I handle a lot of them and run the big brunt of these, but you guys all need to be participating and adding value into it. The reason being is if you're inviting people into it, like our free clean eating group or a challenge group, and you invited people in and you have 5-10 people in there and there's nothing coming from you, just from the other coaches, those people join that free clean eating group or challenge group because there was a connection made to you, not to these other coaches that are going to be posting in there or whatever. And they need to see your leadership and they need to be able to hear from you in these groups. So, it doesn't mean you have to be doing all the posts and doing videos or anything like that, but you do need to be active. You do need to be posting. You do need to make sure that you're commenting in these groups and adding any value that you feel comfortable with adding in, but just making yourself involved in these groups. The last thing on this topic is just duplication. Creating a video for every question that you have. Again, David, this isn't really going to pertain to you too much, but if you know about it, you'll remember it and you'll understand it. Jim, you're getting there. Philip, more so, yes. Bob's on his way getting there as well. But basically what that means is when you're building a team and you're getting questions from some of your team or your coaches or even your challengers, I challenge you to make a short little YouTube video on it, or a short little video and upload it onto YouTube. You can keep it unlisted if you're in, until you get comfortable and you don't want anybody to see it or whatever the case may be. If you're learning something in the business that you never knew before, get in the habit of making a 3 to 5 minute, nothing longer than that, because you're going to lose people's interest. But especially when you start building a team and you're getting questions from people, how do I do a power hour? Or what's this about? Or what, just different things. You can make a quick little 3 to 5 minute video, upload it onto a channel that you can make on YouTube. And as you start building a team, people are going to have those same questions. And those questions are going to become redundant. And you'll have information that you can share with your team and with your coaches, answering the same questions that you had back in the beginning, or that you just learned about. And it'll free up time from you, and you can say, hey, I had that same one. I have a video on it. Check it out. Let's talk afterwards. Don't just always send videos, because you're taking away from the personal aspect of training and teaching. Some people like the one-on-one training, but it does save you time for that initial thing. You can give it to them, and then you can do a follow-up call. What'd you think? Do you have any questions? And follow up on it and keep it personal that way. But the key to this business is duplication. Whatever works for you, share everything with your team. That's why we have that thread. We need to start using that thread more. That thread, David, so you know, that instant message thread was very, very active at one point. Just like anything, it kind of dies back down. We need to just keep that going. That's a place, hey, that's a quick place for a quick answer. Hey, I have someone that's interested in joining a challenge group. What's my next step, guys? And it doesn't just have to be me or Philip. Jim might hear it. Jim might pipe in and tell you or whatever. But or Jim might not know and have the same question, and I might answer it, and now you guys both have it. So, or if you find out something, you can just share it on there as well. Like, get used to doing that, because as you become a leader for your own team, you're going to want to share everything with your team, because you want to duplicate yourself. That is truly the success behind this business, is to figure out a simple and easy system, which I think we've gotten there with, a very distinct schedule every month. The schedule is on a calendar on the cover photo of our team page. We know when all the groups are starting. We give little different days. We give things on ideas of when to blitz or when to post. And then other than that, it's really just making your business you, like putting your touches on it, coming from your genuine stories that you've dealt with in life, what you've overcome. personal development is huge. Make sure that you're always reading something and doing personal development and growing as a person, because it's going to help you in this business immensely. That's kind of the slides. That's the part that I have on organizing the business. This last thing that I'm going to share here is really just a little snidbit of my current schedule. Now, I'm always tweaking this as well, but since I've moved here to Florida, and I needed to have some structure here, because Ava's been running around the house entertaining herself. I was finding myself working all day long, on and off here and there, and we needed to have some schedule basically in our lives as well. So my schedule basically is 5 a.m. I'm up, 5 to about 6:30 is my, I do personal development every single day. Then I work on getting some of my content for my AM posts, and I get a power hour started, meaning whether I'm adding people to my network, I'm connecting, or I had messages that were through the night that I'm messaging back. But I read for probably about a good 20 to 30 minutes every morning, and then I get some morning posts out. But I am getting about a good hour in, which almost gets my power hour done in that 5 to 6:30 window. And then 6:30 to 7, I was doing some yoga, but I am currently doing Core to Force. That's my first workout. Then I come in, that's fasted. And then 7 to 7:30 is my first meal. And I'm kind of prepping and getting some of Ava's snacks ready throughout the day, because I'm prepping my own meal at that time. And then I get my first meal in, and 7:30 to 9 is basically I head to the gym to get my body beast in. So that's my actual gym workout. I'm home usually between 9:15, because that's when my wife needs to be out the door. By that time, Ava is getting up if she's not already, or close to. And then 9 to 10:30, 11 o'clock, somewhere around in there, that's Ava's up, so that's us with breakfast. That's quality time. That's that whole window for that, hour and a half, 2 hours, or actually 2.5 hours is just time with her. We're delved in. 10:30 to 1, I'm back. That's when I schedule calls. I schedule calls with, I have a lot of check-ins. I check in with a lot of my clients. We have weekly check-ins. A lot of those happen at 10:30. I have 2 of those tomorrow. One's at 10:30, one's at 11:15. So, I have check-ins that I scheduled there. I'm working the business at that time, scheduling calls with prospective clients or coaches. But, some people at work, but that is a window that I do that. And I work till roughly around 1 o'clock. And then 1 to 4 is completely off. That's lunch with Ava. We're running errands. We go to the beach. We go to the pool, whatever it may be. If we've got errands to run to the day, we got to go to the grocery store, whatever it is, I'm completely unplugged. 4 to 6, I plug back in. That's a time, I'm Eastern here, but that's a time where, I'm getting on phone calls. People are getting out of work, who can't make that 9 or that 10:30 to 1 o'clock time. So that's a lot. Usually 4 to 6 is a lot of calls for me during that time. And then I'm unplugged again. 6 to 8:30 is our dinner, our family time, all of that. And then usually I'm done. But 8:30 on is when I schedule team calls, hence this one, 8:30 every Monday. So team calls for me are 8:30. I do schedule trainings. I do other things after 8:30, but for the most part, I'm done after that point. Now, if something got slacked during the day, or I have a lot of activity going on, like right now, I have a ton of activity going on. I've been inviting like crazy to the Health Bet. I've been inviting like crazy to our challenge group. I've got so many conversations going. So I'll probably be doing more follow-ups again tonight when we get off the call, because just keeping that going, and, just crunching out the month strong. So, and again, I know this isn't going to be realistic for a lot of you guys, but I just want you to know this is just, we moved here in July. It's taken some time to get this implemented, but, for the past 2.5 years prior to this, I was just like all of you guys. I had to be out of the house by 5:30 to be on my job site by 6:30, depending on where it was at. And I wouldn't get home till 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30, depending on where I was working, where my job site was. And then that for me was straight to the gym for my hour workout at the gym. Because if I came home, sat down, whatever, I hit that brick wall. And then it was after that, it was dinner and family time till 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then I'm not going to lie, I had a lot of long nights, 9 o'clock till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Not every night, but like if I got rolling and going in my system, and I had to there was many nights I was burning the midnight oil and then back up again at 4:30 because I did get an hour in. I got all of my morning posts and checked into my challenge groups in that first hour at 4:30 in the morning before I would leave the house by 5:30. Because during the day, I had nothing guaranteed to me that I could make any kind of posts or anything during the day. And you're talking from 6 o'clock in the morning till basically 6 o'clock at night. I was basically absent from social media. So there are some things, Hootsuite, Fiverr, you guys, if you're interested, we can talk more about it. I've got just under 4 minutes left on this call, but there are some things where you can schedule calls. Hootsuite, a lot of people use. They're free apps where you can schedule calls. So like if you're up late at night, working the business and mornings are tough for you, plan out your morning first motivational post or your first morning post or something like that and type it up and use a thing like Hootsuite or whatever and schedule it. Make a 6 a.m. post, make a 12 p.m. post for lunchtime. Those are huge calls on social media land. And use those things if you need to and schedule your post. That way you're not absent and you could be at work working and it's going to post for you. So that's where I'm really just talking about of organize your business. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It just comes down to what you want and what you want to make out of it. And it's going to take working at different ends and working smarter, but you can still accomplish this business doing it that way. So you guys, we have right at 3 minutes left. That's all I really have. I got through it all, which was awesome. I don't know if any of you guys have any questions on anything. Jim, no? Jim, we're still on for our call tomorrow, correct? Okay. David, what about you, buddy? You have, I know this is just really taking it in for you, but do you have any, even outside of the call? Is there anything that you have any questions on?
I want to, I'm gonna get the products in the mail pretty soon, so I'll be able to try them and see how they are, and then also, getting understanding about, I was into ICX for a little bit, and they always wanted you to post like a motivational message in the morning and like some sort of transformation picture at night. So it's kind of similar to that.
Don't get into that mindset. Here's the thing that I truly believe in. You need to create your avatar. You need to create like your niche, your market. You're going to be different than me. You're going to be different than Jim. You're going to be different than Philip. That's why you need to think about what are your genuine passions and interests outside of Beachbody. And, those are kind of other groups that you're going to target. I have less than a minute remaining. So when this clicks out, the bottom line, I only get 40 minutes because it's the free Zoom. And anytime you have one person on, it's limited to only 3 minutes. But bottom line is, once Philip does his initial phone conversations with you and get you started, I am full time. I do have more time into training and helping you guys getting started right. I don't want to step on Philip's toes, but once he has his initial first call with you, or let him know when you are ready, then you and I can definitely schedule something and get a lot deeper into how to work your power hour. He might even have me do the power hour call with you because I do it so often. So
you do? Okay.
That's a huge thing. And yes, it's similar to that, but I don't want to have that cliche because that makes you like every other person and every other coach out there. You need to come up with your point of difference, what's going to make people attract to you. You're not
right.
Even though you're a Beachbody coach, you don't need to market Beachbody. People aren't buying the products because of Beachbody. They're buying them because of you and the relationship that they have with you. So that's what you need to put out there.
That's what I want to get across versus being cookie cutter and being the same like everybody else.
Absolutely. You need to have a point of difference. Yeah, you need to know what that is because that's what's going to draw people like you. You want to have a team of people that are exactly like you, your avatar, because if you know